Hello everyone, I have here the LEGO Botanicals Collection Pretty Pink Flower Bouquet set. This comes with 749 pieces. It cost me $60 US, it's 60 euros, 55 pounds UK, or $80 Canadian. To start things off, I would like to encourage you to take a good look at this scene right here, because I'm about to take it away for a while, because this is a scene with not the best arrangement. Unfortunately, I didn't have a really good vase for this particular set of flowers, nor did I have good substrate for posing things, but I wanted to at least bring things together into a bundle with them standing so that you could see get a general idea of what the entire bouquet is like, because the vase is not included. So if you go out and you buy this set and you build it per the instructions, this is not what you get. Just keep that in mind. Instead, this is what you get. A bunch of things on mostly straight plastic stems. Thankfully, these things are very nice, so I'll go through each grouping one by one so you can see them up more closely and see the details. This is a water dahlia made mostly of shield pieces attached with skeleton arms, as you can see from the underside, to a couple of large steering wheel pieces. This was not difficult to put together at all. Even though there's a lot of repetition, this actually goes together quickly, and it's very, very quickly satisfying. It's also nice and easy and convenient to arrange the petals in a way that looks good. You know, sometimes some of these botanical things in the past have required a whole lot of finicky manipulation, and this just doesn't. It changes towards the center, has a pretty nice change of colors in there as it goes into the regular nougat. So this is light nougat to medium nougat, and then in the middle is dark orange. These represent cornflowers, and I really like the use of the dark pink in there and the amount of it. I think it's just the right amount, and these look actually pretty realistic. So you get one stem that just has a single inflorescence there. This one has three, with one of them being at a different stage, and you see that can clearly be adjusted around in different ways, to slightly change the pose. You have just a little bit of foliage on here, just a little bit of leaf work, and then between the two stems you get some extra pieces so you can change the lengths. Now, LEGO has been able to do good large roses for a while, so this is no surprise that these are nice and elegant, but they've used the small minifig scaled peony piece in the center to add additional detail towards the middle of it. And I also like this leaf right here in the dark green, this large one. I mean, that's a pretty large texture, but as a realistic size leaf, the shape of it and with the dark green in particular, it really, really feels good and right to me. I'm really happy with that. Of course, you can leave off the thorn over here if you want to, but it's a nice little touch. You got one on this side as well. And once again, between these two, you have a little bit of variation. And of course, between all of these, you can change up the Technic extenders down there to, just put your stems in a vase at different heights. These are our blue mini daisies, and my gosh, LEGO is getting good use out of those minion hair pieces. These are in the flame yellowish orange color. You got some fern pieces down here, the leaf parts in the dark green, and the nice like sunflower. I think this is supposed to represent a minifig scaled sunflower piece, just recolored to the light royal blue. And they're also using the tripod piece here upside down in dark green. Of course, we're going to get a ton of use of that part, especially for plant and tree and shrub builds. But yeah, the more parts we can get, the more recolors we can get, the better. These are unbelievably realistic. I mean, from a distance, you look at it at first, you can't tell, at least I can't tell, that they're LEGO until I really start to look. Here's a lone sprig of green, just an ornamental small eucalyptus with the little round leaves there. This definitely looks appropriate as well, especially from a distance, but the gray connector piece in the middle really, really detracts from the believability of this. I mean, I guess they could they have gone into a brown down here? I don't know if LEGO has a light enough brown to make this work, because definitely the covering out, this is intended to be a very young shoot, so a lot of it should still be green. I mean, the color overall is pretty good. Just again, that connector piece, not so good. Also building this, easy, real easy, because you don't have to do any alignment with this. You notice the pieces that are used back here, recolored into sand green, originally used for holding up minifigs and doing action poses and things. But this works. It's just too bad about the middle. I don't want to see that. So cover it with another flower or something. The other greens represent live elderberry twigs, just from the ends of the tree. These represent just little buds that haven't opened up yet. These have fully opened up, although after it flowers, it goes back to looking like this, and then these slowly turn into the elderberries that get used for elderberry pie, for example. Sand green for these Donkey Kong leaves is perfect. The scale here is really good. Unfortunately, you do have some things that stick out because of the use of these cross pieces here, especially. And you also have the blue axle pin, which I rather hate. So that's just another small little bit of detraction. But otherwise, the use of the gray, I think, is good. Works here. Could have gone brown instead, but I think gray is pretty smart and just goes with all of it together. And all of the sand green elements are really, really good. It's also really well done, the use of the lime green colored cherries to represent these here. Yeah, this overall works out well, except for the little bit of blue. This is another almost unreasonably realistic depiction of Campanula or Campanula from a distance. If I look away and I look back, this looks so believable, except for the shine. Only the shine gives it away, but the shapes are so right, and the proportions are so right. It's ridiculous. Just ridiculous how far this theme has come and how far Lego has come at being able to represent realistic, full-scale, human-scale plants, Nice part usage all throughout. I like the fact that they use the egg in the opposite direction. Up here, these bell flower pieces are great and are going to be really useful for all sorts of things. More of the dark green going through here, more pieces recolored to dark green is fantastic. Really, really good to see. It's going to be so useful. Very happy with this. You only get one sprig of this though, and some extra pieces to change the length of it. Cymbidium is very recognizable, one of the most temperately hardy of orchids and probably one of the most cultivated in the world. I haven't looked up stats or anything, but these are always used for like high school prom brooches. So there are a lot of them out there being cultivated all the time. And well, these look great from Lego. The Lego versions of them look fantastic. You got the ivy or kind of pothos style leaves recolored to the dark magenta here. All of the inner work looks good. Obviously the frog there, the different sizes of fern leaves. I mean, this is just fantastic. I could not ask for it to be done better than that. Around the back, does it look perfect? No, but there's not a whole lot to distract you. So even if you're not looking at this from the most perfect, ideal camera-friendly angle, it still is believable enough, I think. Especially if you get it arranged up well enough. They could do, they could do an entire plant with these, give us different colors. So much can be done with this. And it's, sorry, I don't mean to gush here. I'm trying to just show you this stuff, but my feelings are strong about this. These are fantastic. These large buttercups, on the other hand, well, they look great, but they were a pain in the butt to put together. So much repetition, but you do have to be very careful with the orientation. I might have gotten some of them wrong. I actually had to rebuild one of these multiple times because I messed something up along the way. I blame sleep deprivation, but no, it takes some actual care to make sure you get it right. And then you do have to kind of manipulate the individual little petals around to try to get it to look a little bit more natural than in its originally assembled state. But the end result can be great. I mean, once again, from any kind of distance, these are looking pretty real. But I did want to point out that I did not enjoy putting these together. These, so you've got the axe head pieces in a regular orange, and then you've got a whole lot of them in the reddish orange, the newer reddish orange, which is also used for the octagonal connector piece in there, the bell style of large flower in flame yellowish orange. The use of the yellow axle there actually works out quite well. You have just the fern leaves on the sides. Underneath, you can't really ask for much more than that. They could have, used something that's separated out, but it would have started to get too tall. I mean, the proportions here are quite good. So I don't think I could ask for anything reasonably better at this scale and this size that would approximate these more accurately. And once again, 2 different stems. One of them gives you the option to change out length and change stuff around and swap things around as you want for that. Lastly, the spare parts gives you a reminder of just how good of a parts pack this set is, with the colors and recolors of things, including the 3-long dark green bar. Again, the price I paid for this was $60 US. It's 60 euros, 55 pounds UK, or $80 Canadian for just shy of 750 pieces. I feel like the value here is, I think it's okay. These things are pretty spindly, so it's hard to see volume of stuff, but actually going through the build process, you do feel how many pieces are actually there. A lot of them are little pieces, some of them are medium size and stuff, but ultimately, most importantly for me, the end result is beautiful. It's fantastic. It's wonderful. Great new recolors, really good part usage, good builds in general. There was a lot of repetition involved in there, as would be expected from the source material. But just in general, I'm very happy with the end result. And that is absolutely the most important thing. From there, we can look at price, and price and value are going to be, of course, subjective, depending upon how much somebody likes something and wants something, whether it'll feel right to them, and kind of just what they're used to, and also how much money that you have just to spare on some plastic flowers and things. But yeah, I mean, Botanicals started out great for me and has only gotten better. This is definitely the best bouquet set that I've gotten from them so far. Yeah. And it's not even a question for me. So really, really happy with that. And I hope that they continue to develop. I'm not even mad at the specialized parts, the newer molds for leaves and flowers and things. I say bring it on more and more. Every other company out there, every other brick-based company out there worth its salt is putting out all kinds, and has been for years and years and years, putting out all kinds of pieces that Lego doesn't, that are really, really useful. And I think that, I don't think it's a bad thing. This isn't 1974 where we only had a very, very limited palette of parts. The biggest problem here being just the fact that you do need to provide your own vase or vase. And you do have to be careful with that. You want some substrate as well. It's really important, and get good substrate that's going to be firm, but also allow you to push these things in there. So just always keep in mind with the loose bouquet sets from Lego that you're just getting a bunch of stocks. And it's not like just getting paper flowers or regular, cloth or plastic style silk flowers, because these are solid and heavy. So you can't just toss them into a little bit of florist's foam and just expect them to stand up. You got any kind of angle, if anything's hanging off in one direction, it's going to pull and pull and pull. So you need some weight involved in your base, and some real stability there. Those are the only warnings, but again, overall, the thing is really good. Maybe it's a little bit overpriced, but ultimately, I don't think it's that bad. Your mileage may vary. But thank you very much for watching. Hope that this video brought some value to you. Sorry about the mess in the studio today. Had a big show and tell day to a bunch of folks on Twitch, bringing in some of the Gundam things, but that's all just part of the variety of the fun of doing different types of content and making sure that my own mind stays broadened and I don't just focus on Lego and nothing else. There's nothing else in my world except for Lego. No, there are other things too. Thank you very much for all of the Patreon members, especially, who have really, really supported me in recent years and helping to keep all of my channels alive as I've transitioned to try to continue to survive in brave new worlds of YouTube and content creation, acting differently than it used to. And I'll talk to you again very soon. Bye for now.